the Canaday Group presents RE/MAX Fine Homes, Luxury Living in Orange County, with your host, Leanne Canaday.
Good morning, Southern California, and welcome to the Canaday Group and RE/MAX Fine Homes. We have a wonderful show for you today with all sorts of new listings like this fabulous home with the most amazing ocean view straight through, and I'm looking at the harbor and I'm looking at the waves break. Anyway, like this one and many more, and some coming soons and some incredible properties. So let's start with our Matterport three-dimensional tours as usual, and our open houses, and hope to see you this weekend at some open houses. How about putting the sign right over there, Christy?
Hi, I'm Crystalie Canaday with the Canaday Group RE/MAX Fine Homes. Welcome to our open house.
Well, I hope you saw something you're going to visit as an open house, and I hope you love playing with the three-dimensional Matterport tours. Remember, if there's something else you want to see that isn't on an open house, just call us. We'd be glad to give you your own private tour. Now, for some coming soon, some brand new listings and just fabulous properties. I am so excited to introduce to you this magnificent estate home in the Hunt Club right behind me. It's on one totally usable acre of land. It has well over 9,000 square foot of living space. All the rooms are incredibly generous in size, the master suite, all the secondary bedrooms. Well, with 5 bedrooms and the other rooms that we have, it's clear that all your rooms are going to be incredibly large. This is one of the absolute best homes in the Hunt Club. Come and see it. I am at one of the most fabulous, totally redone to the tune of over $1 million home that I've seen in a long time. But more than just the incredible quality, the home has 5 bedrooms and it has an office on top of the 5 bedrooms. The walls all open up to the outside, so the doors slide open, so they stack together so that the whole walls open up, which is incredible for your view. That same thing happens from the master bedroom upstairs. The whole wall opens up and you have an indoor-outdoor incredible view home. Every room's been totally redone, even the electrical, the plumbing, the kitchen was totally gutted, the fireplaces were totally redone, the pool was totally redone. Everything, and the garden. Oh my gosh, I'm looking right now at grapevines right below the harbor. Everything in this home is turnkey, and this is a must-see home. Well, here we are with another Latte with Leanne, and I am so pleased to have a highly revered guest with me today, Candy Babcock. And whenever I have a question on pretty much anything that has to do with natural hazard disclosures or even Mello-Roos taxes or anything, I call Candy. And Candy, the reason that I asked you here today is because of all of these alerts that we've been getting, my homeowners have been getting, that are against brush or against open fields, or like in Newport Coast, like in Laguna Beach, San Juan Capistrano. They all have these spaces around them that are just open space, and it's really important to, maybe you can talk a little more about the new law.
Exactly. Actually, the new law is started in January of this year with home hardening advisories, and this is Assembly Bill 38. It's been a hot topic for the past 7 months now, and what has happened as of July 1st of this year, anytime a seller is selling their home, they have to provide the buyer with something called a defensible space compliance documentation. And that is if they are in there's 2 fire zones, the very high fire severity zone and the high fire severity zone. If they come back, it's determined that they're in either one of those zones, they have to provide that documentation. And in order to do that, it was very confusing at the beginning, but God bless our local fire departments, because they have really stepped up to the plate and done a phenomenal job with at least giving us some direction on how to do this now. And a lot of times when these new bills and this new information comes out, it's pretty much the onus is either on the NHD company or on the realtor. This one, the burden is actually on the home seller. And I'll explain what happens there. When these inspections are requested, the fire departments do not want or actually prefer that the actual homeowner is the one who calls to request the inspection. 2 reasons.
No realtor calls, right?
Well, the reason for that is confusion. First of all, they have to, in some cases, not all right now, they have to be paid for. Some of them are free now, but they will not be in the future. So they have to be paid for, and they want them paid for at the time of the inspection, at the time of the appointment. Secondly, privacy. It has to be the homeowner who actually allows access to the property. So that was one of the things that they passed along in a webinar that I was watching, and this was actually the Newport Beach Fire Department, the Laguna Beach Fire Department, and the Orange County Fire Authority, 3 fire marshals. They did a phenomenal job of explaining, and they have really accomplished so much with helping us in this past month, when all of a sudden everybody was terrorized about this. So
I have a question for you. Maybe you can email me the link of that seminar that was given.
I will.
And that way, if any of our viewers would like to listen to the seminar, then you just give our office a call or email me, and I'll email what Candy sent me off to you. And I think that would be really, because a lot of people, I'm sure, are clueless about this. And I know that all of a sudden, I had a couple of sellers who got the alert. And it was rather concerning to me. And it was lucky we had you at our meeting to answer the question. That's when I said, we got to bring Candy on TV. And you've been on TV here before.
Yes, I have.
So anyway, this is really, really important stuff.
It is very important stuff. And the webinar gives a lot of information. And like when I was talking about the cost, okay, right now, the Newport Beach Fire Department is charging in the ballpark of like $219. Okay, a Fullerton Fire Department is going to be doing $106 an hour with a 1-hour minimum. And Laguna Beach and the Orange County Fire Authority, okay, listen to this one, this is a good one. They have not established their rate schedule yet, so until they do, it's free. So if you're thinking about selling your house, call and get it done now. But, and they're really, they're very accommodating. Okay, Newport Beach is about 2 weeks out. Orange County Fire Authority and the Laguna Beach Fire Department are about 1 week out with doing the inspections, which is great. But to all the realtors out there, this is the one thing I always encourage everybody to do is order your natural hazard disclosure report as early as possible. Even if you're just going on a listing appointment, I'll get it to you, take it with you, have it signed right there at the listing, and this way you will know before you walk in the door, any of this information, like if there's a PACE Hero loan on the house, if there is, if you are in the high or very high fire severity zones, you will have this information up front. And that way you could be sitting there and you would explain to the seller, here's what you need to do. Because our report actually gives you based on the property, the contact information, the fire department or the Orange County Fire Authority, and the telephone number that you need to call to establish an appointment.
Perfect.
So yeah, so you could sit there and say, here's what you need to do. You need to call them, arrange for a defensible space inspection, and you're done. And then this is why I encourage, don't wait until you go into escrow, especially if you think you're in one of these zones, because what happens if they come out and do an inspection? Okay, and you find you don't pass the inspection,
right.
So you have to do some cleanup and then they have to come back. That's going to hold up your deal. So that's not something, if you just do all the little homework up front, it would make life so much easier.
And you don't want to lose a good buyer who wants to close quickly because you didn't do your job in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So, because, yeah, if they say, look, you have to have 100 feet back here, perimeter, it has to be cleaned up, has to be added, like ice plant or something, then that kind of ruling, that could take some while. And then they have to come back, and if they have a 2-week wait.
Exactly. And here's the other thing, going into fire season, these fire departments now, okay, they may be 1 week or 2 week out, but if we have a severe fire season, heaven knows how long it's going to take them, for them to get out.
Good
And
point.
especially to do a second one. So yeah, you just want to have that. But I really hope that you do. Everybody watches this webinar that was given. It was actually sponsored by the Newport Beach Board of Realtors, Laguna Beach Board of Realtors, and the Orange County Board of Realtors. They changed their name. It's not OCAR anymore. It's the Orange County Realtors. The three of them got together and had the fire marshals there to speak. But
I belong to all three.
I do too. But they did, one thing I loved that they did is they were very great. They were great about answering a lot of questions. And one good question I thought of, okay, here's something to know. If you're sitting there with your prospective seller and you want to be their listing agent and you give them this information, if you're talking about defensible space, one of the things they explained is what are some of the common things that you find that they wouldn't pass. Okay, and it's like it's dead or dying shrubs, the proximity of branches to the house, things like that. These are things that they explain it on here. So you could say, okay, before you have the inspection, you need to trim those branches or cut those trees or take all that stuff out of there. So
that could save you.
It will, and it saves time. It's just like anything else. I'm a preparer. I'm like a do everything as a head person. And if you did that, it just makes life so much easier for everybody involved in the transaction.
I couldn't agree more. Well, I think that we'll probably bring you back for more updates on this item, and then if you send us that link, we'll disseminate it to everyone. And even if you're just thinking, maybe I'll sell my house, give us a call. We'll get you Candy's information. We'll get you the link to the interview, the seminar, and we'll also give them a natural hazard disclosure, right? And then you'll know, oh, I got to get rid of that dead tree. I've got to trim the trees away from my house. I've got to do this. I've got to put some ice plant in. I got to get rid of those weeds, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I do encourage anybody and everybody. I seriously, like I said, I like to be prepared. I have been actually studying up and reading up on this, and I've read the entire Assembly bill. I've been doing this since March, okay? I know every fire department in Orange County and what their areas are, but if there are any questions, please call me. I'd rather just give you the answer and have everybody be successful in the transaction, and I don't mind the calls at all.
Thank you. Thanks so much for visiting us again with Lattes with Leanne. Ding. And
it's my pleasure, and thank you for the opportunity.
Oh,
you're the best.
We always love having you. Thank you.
Love being here.
And now it's time for our Mortgage Minute with Chris Gordon again. And Chris, I just wanted to remind everybody that Chris and his brother did the best 2 in a row Mortgage Minutes on what to do before you get into escrow and what you never do when you're in escrow. And I thought they were so valuable. And you can go onto my YouTube station because I would play those over and over again.
Good info in there.
Really good info. And if you don't want to look for them through my YouTube station, just email me or call our office and we'll email you those clips, those links to the Mortgage Minutes on my YouTube station because they are so valuable. So what do you have for us today?
Well, I think I'm going to add on to the last couple episodes. One of the things we touched on was what to do if you haven't found a house yet. And we talked about that you can actually go ahead and lock your interest rate up to 90 days out. So even if you don't have a house today, you're good for up to 90 days. And if something happens during that period, you can get a free float down also.
So if the rates actually go down, then you can go down for free. But if you lock it and they go up,
you're protected. It's great.
Perfect.
And one of the things we're actually seeing right now is there's starting to be a general consensus that longer term, because of what's happened over the last 18 months, that interest rates are likely going to go down for mortgages. So what we're talking to our clients about today is, hey, rates are good for today's standards right now. There's no need to buy that rate down even more. We're actually encouraging them to just take the par rate or take a rate that's giving you a little bit of money back to cover your closing costs so that you can take advantage of the rates a year and a half or a year down the road. Keep your money right now to do some home improvements or take a vacation rather than spending on closing costs. And then in a year and a half from now, we think, and there's a general consensus forming, that rates will be even lower and you can rate and term it back then.
Yeah, I've heard they might go up in the near future, but then come back down.
Correct.
But that'll be like a year or more before they come back down again, right?
Yeah, we're thinking that probably between now and the end of summer, we'll start to see an uptick through the end of the year and through winter. And then after that, we should see it start cycling back down.
Well, that means you should lock it if you're buying now.
Definitely. Yeah.
Very good information. And don't forget those in escrow ones. So either call our office, email me, or go onto my YouTube station and look for them because those are very valuable. Actually, Steve has all of these Mortgage Minutes on a great playlist for you. So it's easily accessible and easy to find.
Great. And you mentioned in escrow. And so if you're working with your lender and you're in escrow and you're feeling a little funny about it, don't get stuck. You can still reach out. We got a customer right down the hill from here. He was in escrow, wasn't happy with the service, and we turned around the whole transaction in 9 days. He left his current lender, came to us, we were done 9 days later.
Oh.
On a purchase, yeah.
That is really good news. Well, they already had the package, right?
Yep,
just pull the package over, yay. Yeah, I know that some of the lenders are not performing at the last minute. They just slow down, right? Put on the brakes. It's scary out there. Well, it's good to know that we have somebody who performs right here in front of you. Well, thank you, Chris. Thanks for being on Mortgage Minute, and we'll see you again next week.
Sounds great.
Okay. While we're talking, let's bring Nick over to tell you what he does. I know you've met him before. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Leanne. How's it going?
Good, good. I know. Do I have to stand on my tippy toes?
I just finished another successful agent meeting with an agent that's eager to come on board to RE/MAX Fine Homes, take advantage of RE/MAX's global reach of over 110 countries now. And so, call me if you're looking to work for RE/MAX Fine Homes or the Canaday Group.
Or the Canaday Group.
And you can see my number right here, so give me a call.
Thanks, Nick. That
Thanks,
worked out
Leanne.
well, right?
Yeah,
Good.
perfect.
Okay, thank you. So now for our Celebrity Mansion Gossip. And we got a fun one for you today. And this is from the movie The Godfather, and it's called The Godfather Mansion. And right now it's in bankruptcy proceedings. It was originally listed at $195 million, and now it's dropped to a very inexpensive $70 million. And it's in Beverly Hills, and it's got almost 4 acres of land. And yes, that's where the horse's head was, in the bed, if you remember the movie, the original Godfather movie. So take a look at these pictures of this 29,000 square foot home or mansion, because you're gonna love it.
The Canaday Group is a dedicated team of agents and assistants. Under Leanne's leadership, this group has provided knowledgeable, professional service for decades. Let's take a look at a few recent successes for the Canaday Group and their clients. You can keep up with Leanne, RE/MAX Fine Homes, and the Canaday Group 24 hours a day for real estate and community news, tips for home buyers and sellers, and of course, the latest listings from Leanne and her team. Go to our website at canadaygroup.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, Leanne's friendly professional team is always available to answer your questions. Call anytime at 949-249-2424.
Well, I sure hope you enjoyed watching the show today, because you know we enjoyed bringing it to you. Don't forget to tell your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube stations. That way you can find our old shows. You can find our mortgage minutes and our lattes with Leanne. You can find all sorts of good information that you may have missed. And you can also watch rewatch a show you really liked, or watch a show you missed. So follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and we will see you again next Saturday morning for more Canaday Group and RE/MAX Fine Homes. Bye for now.